Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and today we're going to discuss Mr. Frost, which I had to watch on YouTube. I did not pay to watch it on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it on YouTube 8 years ago. So, as per usual, on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things down into 6 separate categories. Those 6 separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally creep. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Mr. Frost. So, the story opens with 2 guys on a motorcycle. They're about to go perform a B&E on a place that they're sure is empty. Obviously, it is not. When they break into it, they found this weird room that's full of a bunch of strange outfits, and they go straight to the garage. They open the door to this very nice car in the garage, and a dead body just kind of flops out. And then we see that Jeff Goldblum is the person who's there, and he's just kind of watching, not doing anything. Guys escape. Later, a cop shows up, an inspector, because this takes place in Europe. And Jeff Goldblum is just like unfailingly polite. He calls him an inspector, and Jeff Goldblum says, very little surprises me. I'm something of a seer, which I guess kind of comes back in later. I don't know. So then we find out that Jeff Goldblum is the original Instagram cook, and that he is really into cooking food and taking pictures, and he's got a wall covered in them. Not really important, but I thought it was kind of funny. Talks to the cop. Cop comes back, or he talks to the cop, tells the cop that he was literally burying that dead body in his front yard when the cop showed up. So, sure enough, turns out that he's been murdering people, and apparently he had killed at least 26 people and buried them in his yard. Then we fast forward to 2 years later. We get introduced to this doctor who is practicing archery, which never comes back to be important, but she's apparently really good at it. Frost is being moved to the insane asylum that this doctor lady works at. And the cop is watching, and so everybody's kind of trying to figure out, who is this Mr. Frost, because he's got no background, and he hasn't spoken in 2 years, but he does to this female doctor when he first meets her, and says that he'll only speak directly to her. We find out the cop is disgraced, and is claiming that Frost is the devil, while Mr. Frost is speaking to the doctor lady, he also claims to be Satan. And then it kind of comes down to is he really? There's some other things going on, possessions and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, interesting story. 3 out of 5 for story. Acting, this is Jeff Goldblum being Satan, which is something that I never knew that I needed in my life. Everybody else does a pretty good job. 3 out of 5 for acting. Music is fitting, but it is nothing special, nothing to write home about. 2.5 on music. The atmosphere is engaging. Jeff Goldblum's just nonchalance throughout the entire movie. There's only one time where you see him really show emotion throughout the whole movie. Really adds well to the concept. So 4 out of 5 for atmosphere. There's nothing special for the look. The only real special effects is with their eyes sometimes, which wasn't very impressive. So 2.5 out of 5 for look and creep. Movie's not creepy. It does raise some questions. Jeff Goldblum states that the reason that he's come to Earth as Satan is because people aren't evil enough, and he's trying to get the ball rolling, I guess. So it's got something to think about, but not really scary. A 1 out of 5 for creep, which when we tally up all these scores gives you a 2.6 out of 5 for Mr. Frost on YouTube. Watching this movie came about because Jeremiah got into a discussion about who was the best Satan on television and movies. And his vote went to Peter Staudemeyer, who plays Satan in Constantine with Keanu Reeves. My personal favorite, coincidentally, another Keanu Reeves movie, is Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. So, if you have a personal favorite Satan, let us know. And thanks for listening.